Hi guys, so pardon my mess here. This is going to be part two of the sign up for the passport size traveler's notebook swap, the fall and Halloween theme in the same swap. So if I have any links to any of the stuff I'm using, because we're going to use a lot of stuff today, and I've been waiting to make this video all day because I knew it was going to be kind of busy. There's a lot to get to. Because for me, I have to do it all pretty much right now to show you the video, otherwise I can do it throughout the next few days, but can't do that. So, to a certain extent. Anyway, if I have any links in the description box, there'll be affiliate links, which means I make a small commission if you purchase items to those links, like the link for this pink beauty here. I'm going to turn this on already because I'm pretty sure we just need to get to laminating. So in this part of the video, we already talked about signups and all that. I'll have the link to part one if you've missed it. But again, if you want to sign up, my email, well, one of my emails, I have plenty, several of them, will be in the description box, but it's the one for the swaps. So please don't email me at any other of the emails for the swap, because that way I always just go to that one. It's called VianneyCreates swaps at yahoo.com. Yahoo! Who even has a Yahoo account anymore? But I made it a few years ago just for swaps. So that sorry, I was just going off on a tangent about, old emails and stuff. But anyway, so you can contact me there. And that way I have everything about swaps in one place and not jumping around all the place. Because to be honest, I don't hardly check my Hotmail, because that's the one I use for like everything else. When I need to check it, like when someone wins something, or if I'm, just had given away some things, I'll check it like several times a day, but otherwise I won't check it for like once a week. What else? Yeah, so I'm heating this up. It's gonna get going. So we'll laminate things, and then I'm gonna need to put like my hot glue gun going and stuff. So I did finish up pretty much my little fall one that I kind of was going back and forth between this one and that one. One of my friends here, she said, I want to sign up for your Halloween swap, and I'm like, oh, that is so awesome. I'm not clever enough to think of something like that, but yeah, it's basically Halloween. So we have the fall and Halloween book. Just put a little dangle on here. Today I'm going to put a little something on the front. It's going to be quick and easy, but like a little swag. And so I just finished that up. These pens that I got at Michael's the other day work really well. Look at the size. I mean, the size is like perfect. So I just picked this color. It's kind of a coral for that. And so I still need to put a little pocket in here. Oh, the little brown stuff from this guy. I put the a weekly planner here, and then I have my laminated bookmark with some washies that coordinate on there, and then the next book is just the dot grid. I have my little folder. Of course, I need to pop some things in here. Super cute. Oh, did I open the pockets? Did I not open the pockets yet? I thought I did. Yeah, no, I did. Okay. Yeah. I don't know why it looked like it was all closed up. Anyway, my little pockets are open. I gotta fill that with some fun things. We're gonna do a little bit of that. And then the recipes, because that's what I chose for this book. I did design something. I can't even speak right now. I did design some things for the book, like to put little names on the covers on my Cricut, but I have not cut them out because I don't want to fire up the Cricut. There's so many things on this table right now. That's why I'm like, I gotta get this going, because I have stuff just scattered across here, and so I have my Cricut at the end of the table, and there's just things behind it, and I'm like, okay. And then my little dashboard for this particular one, I had this little sticker that I popped on the top, Life a Wonderful Journey, and then in the back again we have just, fall, September, October, November calendar, my little pen, and then I did have a lot of extra on one of my lamination sheets, so I tried this pocket thing that I've seen people do, and it's super easy. Like, I still have a piece left here. So basically, if you want to make a pocket, like, I don't know if I can even show you that this is a pocket, but like, trust me, this is going in there. It's hard to tell because these are clear too, but there's a little pocket in there. I cut the bottom off of what was kind of left over in one of my lamination sheets because I didn't need to use the whole sheet for part of this, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And so all you do is cut it down to the shape you wanted. So I just cut it to about this size, and I cut it off. And then you flip them, because you don't want, when it heats up, for these to glue together, because then they'll be just the same as if you just glue them together, right? So you need to flip them so that the shiny sides are touching. And then go ahead and put this in your lamination sheet. So let's pretend this is here. I didn't even put anything to stick it down. I just held it with my hands. And let's pretend that's cut down. And you run it through, and then when it comes out, just slit it with your X-Acto, and now you have a little clear pocket in there. And it's just something people have been doing. I'm not sure. I don't know who all came up with that first, but thank you, whoever did. It works out really well. And a lot of people are playing with that kind of thing anyway, just to make like storage pockets and things like that if you want to use lamination sheets, because basically you put two lamination sheets backwards and make your pockets however you want. You can even make a divider for this with just that, but we can talk about that later, or you can look up videos about that. This is ready, it says. I always like to max out my lamination sheets, so like on the other one I popped this and this in there, but this is for the fall or the Halloween set, so I'm gonna put those to the side for right now. So again, for the lamination, and your journals do need to be laminated, and I know some people are like not wanting me to do that, or maybe make it out of something else. That's just so they're standard, so they're gonna keep up. It's just a nice thing, and that's how I run my swap. If there's somebody else, you know, maybe doing a swap where it's a different material, I don't know what that would be, fabric maybe, or foam. I don't know. I doubt anyone's doing leather. You know, you can try that out, but for mine, it does need to be laminated, and it does need to be heat laminated. I do not know how well like those cold lamination sheets do. My guess is they're not that great, but you can try it out, and then you can see how it looks, and if that's something, you know, that's up to you. Well, I'll say that's up to you, but if it doesn't look good, I'd rather not. I'd rather stick with the heat laminator, you know? Okay, so we do need to laminate these three things. So these three have to be the cover, the dashboard, and the bookmark, right? I'm going to laminate my folder. Now, laminating a folder is a little bit tricky because of the thickness it has. It might want to tend to open up, but you know, you can do little tricks. So right now what I'm going to do is really score around those edges, because that's where it's thick, and it's like, nope, I don't want to laminate very well for you. So just really score those edges, especially here, because right here there's 3 pieces of this. Now you can avoid that if you just wanted to cut this edge off, like, you know, I did the half inch edge on here. Don't do that. Just leave it, cut it off, right? Or don't have included it to begin with. And then when you make your pocket, just stick it straight to this paper, because it's going to get laminated anyway, and that'll reduce 2 of the thicknesses here, and then 1 of the thicknesses here, so it will be a lot better. But just know when you put this through your laminator, it's going to act a little bit funny. I did want to put a sticker on this before I run it through, so let me grab my sticker sheets. And then I just try to pile in whatever else fits in the thing. I want to know, do I want, oh, you know what, this one does have circles. Remember I said, oh, I don't know, because this one has cast a spell. I like that. Oh, and it looks all, I'm telling you, so sad that, look, it's like, looks like old school. That they are not selling such things, at least not at Hobby Lobby. You might find this somewhere else, but this paper pack Chillingsworth Manor, I think, is not in production anymore. And I'm going to use that one on the back. So let's do this one here. Well, you know what? I want to see where I want to put it. I guess it's going to be like this, and on the back is the calendar. That's how I'll do that. So I'm going to line this up here. Oh my gosh, you know what? If I want to put it straight, you know, you can put it at a jaunty angle, but if you want it straight, you better get it really straight, or else it's going to look silly. So that adds thicknesses there too. Not as bad as when it's on the edge, you know, the whole thing, the whole thickness. The thickness is down here. And, oh, totally missed that. Should I redo that? And then, I guess I can show you that little pocket trick just really quickly. Because I still have this extra piece. I'm going to have an extra piece off of this too, because I'm going to cut it off. But, so let's say these two, or they're kind of lined up. It's already kind of corner rounded from before, because that was the bottom of the sheet. So let's say I go all the way over here. And so that makes this dashboard a little, in my opinion, less functional. But not really, because people can write on the back of it. The point of the dashboard is to give you a like nice smooth surface so you can jot whatever you're going to jot down in the journal or your traveler's notebook. So I just rounded that edge. It's not the same as this one. It doesn't really matter. And that's going to fit right in there. But we're going to turn these around. So right now they're matted sides facing. We're going to turn them so that the shiny sides are facing. And then we're going to run it through that way, okay? But I'm going to put that to the side for a moment. I'm going to see, we put stickers on this. If you want to put a pocket on this and then run it through, go ahead. Oh, that is so cool. I didn't even notice that got caught in there. Look how pretty. Oh, maybe I won't cover that up. Maybe this will be like this, and maybe I'll put a pocket on the back. I like that. And then I made that little pocket on the dashboard, so we have plenty of pockets. Let me grab my lamination sheet. You guys, I have so much stuff laying out here. Oh my gosh. So I went to the garage and got like a big tub because I was like, okay, that will be my laminated notebook swap notebook making stuff, like including dangle stuff, like all the jewelry making. Like it was just too much stuff just sitting here. I was like, no, this is, I like a creative mess, but it was making me a little bit crazy. It was like too much stuff. Okay, so I have these sheets. They're from Daiso. I do like using the legal letter size or the Scotch ones, and I'll have the links for that. So these being the Daiso ones, they're A4. They're not as wide as you would like them to be. But if you're using like Scotch, like, you know, I don't want to say just American brand, that doesn't really matter. Letter size, they're wider because this is A4. So A4 is usually 8 1/4, so they give you a little extra, but A2 size laminating sheets are 8 1/2, plus they give you some extra, so they're 9 inches wide, and these are like 8 3/4 or something, right? Because it's 8 1/2, and it's almost, it's basically, yeah, they're 8 1/2. So you'll get better usage of like a Scotch one, but I have these Daiso ones I want to use up. I have a ton of ones that I picked up from Amazon too, but sometimes I'll pull those out. I just want to use these up. So I do give it some room, because you don't need that much, because you really put it towards the edge, but I want to make sure that it really seals well, so that's kind of why I do it that way. Does this fit here? Yeah, that fits there. This is too big to put anywhere here or there. Again, you're going to arrange this differently in your standard. I don't think a lot of people have Daiso ones, right? So what I'm going to do is put this one here, because I can do that. Have space for it. And I'm going to go look through my stash and see what else I can pop in these areas to laminate. I don't know what these things are, but they're in this one book. And they're cute. So what I'm going to do is take the ones that have nice, like, easy outlines. So maybe this Witchy Brew one and like this Dark Raven one. And I'm just going to cut them. So I just made myself a little extra work, but I will be right back. Okay, so I cut a couple of those out. What I'm going to do actually for this one is maybe fit this one here, and then I'm going to cut the rest of this so I can use it later, because I have to run a second one anyway for the folder. So I'm going to put that there, and then I'm going to cut this away so I don't waste it. And here I'm going to take a sharp turn. And I'm going to save that for another time. And again, don't get these too close together because you want to give them their space. And I'll let that run through. And don't forget to corner around your journal or your TN cover if you are going to do that. In my opinion, they look nicer corner rounded, and then also you don't get hurt. You just want to make sure, at least when you do the lamination, that you dull those corners on the corner round if you don't, on the sharp corners if you don't corner around them. Okay, I'm gonna let that go through. It's gonna take a little second. I just hold it until I'm about there. And I will eyeball this when it comes out, but I'll come back to you guys when it comes out. You know what, you guys, looking at this, that is actually really nice. I don't really see much air bubbles or anything like that, so I'm not gonna pass it through again, at least not yet. But I mean, it looks really, really good. I see there's a little bit something there, but we'll address that in a minute. And so I need my second sheet. So theoretically, if you are just using a letter size sheet and you don't want to laminate the folder, then you should be able to do one folder, one sheet, you know. Should take care of everything that you're laminating, because you can lay your journal cover across, right? Since this is only 8 1/2 and the other ones are usually 9 inches wide, and then you have that whole bottom space to do whatever you want with. So you should be able to get your bookmark and your other piece there, but if not, you know, just max out your space. Try to use it up. Okay, so this guy, I am going to place him this way, and I could go the other direction, but it, you know, I want to give him some space, because this is the one that's going to be tricky because he has that thickness. And sometimes when you're mixing thicknesses too, it kind of wants to be funny. So like from there, and then this is not that thick, and then this one also has 2 thicknesses. And again, I'm just holding this. I'm going to eyeball that about where it is and put it over here on this side. And I think that's all I'm going to do, because I want to hold this. So if you want to cut away more, you know, always try to save as much as you can. At least that's what I like to do. Let me bring this over. And again, I'll hold this. This one for sure I'm gonna have to run through another time because just from doing this before, it seems like it likes to be run through a couple times. I like to run stickers through here. That works. It looks really cute. Oh, there's one other thing I wanted to do. Darn, I gotta go out to my garage. I just remembered. One more thing that I wanted to laminate. I don't even know if it's worth doing. Basically, it's just to put glitter in between some lamination sheets, and I wanted to do like a little wraparound in my book, because I'm going to do the same thing with the acetate for the other. But maybe that's something I can do later if I decide I want to do that. We'll talk about it in a minute. Okay, I'll be back. This is coming at me. I can totally see. Like, I'll save this little scrap. I'll put it back in the pack of lamination, along with the other stuff that I cut off. This piece here. Just put it back so I can do that later. If you want to reuse this laminating stuff, like let's say you don't want to... Ooh, I'm trying to burnish that. Let's say you want to use this later, and not as a pocket, but just that you want to use it. I would not put these two together like this with the open edge, because they both have it's just open, right? What I would do is maybe take a piece and fold it in half, and give it a crease, and then put whatever you want in there, and then send this creased side in first, so that way it doesn't get stuck or possibly open up. So this is the guy I was telling you. I can tell, I already know he was going to give me problems, so right there. So what I'm going to do, everything else looks pretty good. Sometimes what I do is like maybe I'll cut this off. If it doesn't have to go through another time, I won't send it through because possible things happen. So what I'm going to do is cut that off. And this time I'm going to send this through a little bit different. I'm going to send it through up. So it's a little bit different than the first time. See if we can get these other edges sealed up a little better. And I'll be back. I'm cutting this out. I usually send it through my guillotine, but I'm just going to eyeball it right now. Leave a nice edge. You don't want to open up that bubble. But cutting this on a guillotine or something like that is much better to do. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm going to go ahead and fold this now, and sometimes when you crease it, it might pop open this area. I'll show you right now. It might pop open like in here, and so for me, I don't want that. So I'm just going to trim this down. This looks much better, and this is why I was saying, like, don't send it through. If there's no problem, don't send it through again thinking, oh, well, maybe the second time will be even better. No, not necessarily. And sometimes when you send through a second time, what happens is you'll create a different bubble, and then maybe it doesn't look as good as the first time you did it, right? So definitely look at it. If there's no air bubbles that are kind of too obtrusive, you know, I would just leave it alone. Let me trim this up. I'll be right back. Before I turn off my machine, what I like to do is just, I haven't even torn around it. I just like to take this. And you know, I have my little score marks already. If you don't want to put them in prior, then that's up to you. But I don't even try to measure anymore because now we have this lip. So what I do is I just line it up on the blue marks, and I'll just go follow that and give it a crease. And this doesn't have to be creased like a card. I mean, you don't really have to fold it all the way down, but if you really want to give it a crease, you can do that. But it's not going to do that anyway, like in real life, like while you're using it. So there's no reason for it to fold completely up. So we have that. Oh, I just remembered I didn't bring out meat for dinner. I'll do that right now. I think there's still time. We ate out the last couple nights, and I don't like doing that too often. Alright. I mean, I like to. I just don't want to, right? It shouldn't be something that you do all the time. Alright. So there's that. It did not pop open, and you can tell if it pops open right here, it'll like, you'll see like air. Like you can very much see that it pops open. So it looks great. I'm not gonna run it through again. If it pops open there, or if it starts delaminating here, run it through one more time and you're good to go. But I'm not in the camp of believing that because you run it through several times, that's better. Like I said, I think and sometimes it's kind of worse. 2 times, maybe 3 if you really need it, but honestly, I don't think that's necessary. On this one I will fold it because it's going to be in the middle of the book and I really want it to fold nicely, and no delamination there, so I'm going to turn this thing off. I am done. Actually, is that the off or is that the cold? Yeah, that's the cold setting. Okay. One other thing on here. Oh, and here. I'm going to cut this out in a minute, but if you want to use a ruler, go ahead, but basically I just get real close, and this is going to be horrible for this video because I need to get like super close, and you're gonna see where it bumps off and just trim that. Oh man, I was way off. It shouldn't matter though, because you're gonna get in there. You're really cutting through the top layer and then that next layer, so I just want to make sure that I did that. Whoop. Okay, of course the first one I did that was off camera was like, no problem. And now I'm having, I gotta get this close to me, you guys. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. But basically I'm just gonna follow that line, okay? I'll be right back. Oh, I even took off my glasses. I hardly ever do that, but anymore now that I have my progressive lenses. But there it is. So now it's opened up. So this is too big. Let's try. Alright, so just follow that very line. And actually I cut it kind of off because if you really look, some of it is on that back side, but that's okay. That's what you just have to open up the pocket. Okay, and then on this one, it's a little easier for me to see. From wherever you want to start, you're just going to get into that little air void, which I just heard it like, and just be very careful because you can definitely cut your paper and you can cut through to the other paper on the other side. So remember I did a little fun swirly design for some reason. And let's see if we opened it up. There it is. And if you want to run this through again after opening it up, you can definitely do that because you do open up like an air pocket, but to be honest, I don't think it's a problem. And there you go. Alright guys, that is that. I'm going to corner around all of my edges, trim away all the excess from everybody. This one's a little bit too much. So what I like to do, since I use the 1/2 inch corner round on my chomper, if I use the 1/4 inch it would be more like this thing that came with this guy, but I use the 1/2 inch so it's big and round. I am around everything and I will be right back. Okay, I thought I trimmed everything down, but not quite yet. So, okay, so we have our different pieces, you know, I'll set this up. So now we have these pieces in here, however you like, and then we have our dashboard, and we have our little folder, and then I'll fix the bookmark. I didn't realize I hadn't done anything with that yet. Something like that. Now we can already, you know, make our holes and put this together, but I'm going to start with some of my little embellishments. So again, the guidelines are at least 1 paper clip, which normally people do more than that, but you know, whatever you like, as long as there's one, and then some kind of decoration on the outside. 3 different types of like embellishment and fun things to go on the inside so the person can use. Of course, I'll wrap this up and finish up the bookmark because I haven't talked about that in this video. I just made, well, I showed the one I made. So I have some older kits that I have here, like dies. I think are really fun to use. I would like to cut, what's interesting, I was like, I want pumpkins, so I was looking for pumpkins for the fall book, but then I thought, oh, you know, I'll just put a flower on the outside. So I found this one. Oh, maybe a die's missing. And this is actually a goodie bag, but look at the little pumpkins. And so there's pumpkins on there, there's like the word eek, super cute. What's it called? Bats and stuff, but I want to cut it with felt. So what I like is that these guys have the eyeballs cut out. So I cut them out in white, they're going to look like ghosts, not just like something that's like, okay, what's going on? Even the witch's shadow would be really cute, the October 31st. What I like is that this guy has this little thing, and he has a circle. So I think what I'm going to do is cut this out in like black or something, and then cut out some of these little ghosts, or maybe an orange. So that way I can add something else, like if I do the ghost. Oh, and a black cat! Okay, that's what I'll do. So I'm going to cut it out with felt. So this is one of my first like things. This is basically for the outside of the book. That's what I like, a little swag, a little something. You can put beads on the band. Where's my other book? It's basically to decorate this. So you can put just beads on here, pop it on, whatever it is that you want to do. You know, I have a little dangle there. So let me grab some felt and I'll be right back. Cool. I was like, I'm going to grab orange, and then I looked in the front of my book cover, and the orange that they use is very muted, and this one looks a lot like that. So I'm going to cut this out, and I'm going to cut 2 of them out because I'm going to make it so that I can take it off of the book, just like I showed you guys last time. So you know, this is going to be a mishmash of different ideas. You guys, of course, have plenty of ideas. You can do whatever you like. Please watch other videos, too, on traveler notebooks or laminated traveler notebooks. You can get a lot of ideas. It'll be a lot of fun. Time well spent. So I'm going to cut 2 of those out. And then, of course, some ghosts. I'll cut the little cat out of this black felt. This is some rigid black felt. People ask where I got it. It's Arteza felt. Of course, I'll have the link in the description box for you guys, so I'll cut that guy out. Hopefully it won't be too delicate. And then we've got a little guy. I mean, he's gonna take up quite a lot of space. Should I put maybe 2 ghosts? These guys are going opposite ways, so let's use these 2. And I'll cut both these guys out in white. And real quickly, I'm gonna use the marquee. I have the best results when I put it with a metal foil or the metal shim. You can pick these up usually on my diamond press, and I think HSN might even have them in like the shaker kits, and they have them in different sizes. So if you want the larger one, you can always get the smaller one, but obviously you can't cut larger things on the smaller one. I'll have the links for that too. So I'll cut 2 of those out, but see, it cuts out super clean. And sometimes I'll use it without the metal, and it works just fine. If you have another system like the Junior, or even the Empress, or anything else that has a metal sheet, I would cut into the metal sheet. I know I usually don't tell you guys, I don't like cutting into things that aren't just the cutting plates, but on that one I would also cut into the metal sheet. Sometimes they have enough pressure that it cuts anyway, but you just want to give yourself a good go at it. You guys, this is so cute. You can see the little cat he cut out really well. And as you can see, I've used this metal shim over and over and over and over. I mean, it'll keep cutting. I know it doesn't look pretty, but it keeps cutting. Look at the little ghosts. Get the little eyeballs taken out. So I'm just going to cut these things and get things ready, because I know I do need, what's it called? The heat gun, or heat gun. Why do I always say that? My glue gun. Look at the eyeballs. The eyeballs popped out real easy with the dye, actually, and then the little nose also pops out. I was thinking about, or mouth, I guess. I don't know what that is. Oh, that looks even creepier with the little background. Love it. Yep. All right, so we have our little guys. It was actually fun going through my stash and looking for Halloween stuff, because I found so many things. I was like, oh yeah, you know, so it was really fun. And I think, actually, I must have come across, I did want pumpkins initially, but I'm not going to use them right now. I think this is the one that Diamond Press has on their site right now, right? That looks familiar. I don't know. I thought it was. I think it is. The one I gave away? I don't know. And then it has the different dies for all those things. And look at the little frames! Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, it's so nice to go back through and look at your stuff, because there's things that you forget about. Okay, I also want to do some paper clips. The belly band for my fall book, I think, is just going to be like this. So actually I need a background for that. So I'll probably use that same die I just used, and I'll just cut it from 2 pieces of brown felt. Let's just make it brown so it's more fall. These are just some little flowers I recently picked up. So I'll cut that back off of those or hide it some way. I was thinking about putting leaves or tucking in little pumpkins behind this too, but the book is only so big, like I can't really make much more than that, right? So that's what I'm gonna do for that. Very easy. Oh, okay. I also want to cut, sorry, because I'm like facing down talking this way, is like this stuff. It's kind of dark. I just picked this up at Hobby Lobby not too long ago, the other day, right? Where does this open? Oh, come on. You see that there it is. With this one, I'm gonna try, this one's like fabric though, it's kind of weird. The other one was back more like with vinyl. The Diamond Press, did I not grab it? I thought I got it. I'll be right back. I'm just going to use... Yeah, no, I got it. I just got to find it because apparently it's under this pile somewhere. I'll be right back. It was literally right next to where this was. All right. Good work, Vianney. So I want to make the little bow from that Diamond Press gift bag. So I need 2 of those. They're the same size. And then it does have 2 bands that you can use. I don't know which one I want to use, so I might cut from both. One of them was supposed to go in the bag and around, and the other one goes around the bow. But I want a little extra. That way I have extra to work with, and then I'll cut it off if it's too much, instead of having too little, you know. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to cut some of this, which actually leads me to think, what was I going to cut for the fall one? I wanted to cut this too, but did I have fabric? Oh, you know, maybe out of felt. So I'm going to give myself room to cut both of these off of here. And this is some weird fabric. I don't even know if this is going to work, to be honest. I didn't think about it. Let's try cutting it through the metal and see what happens. Because the back of this fabric is like a knit. You know what I'm saying? It's like weird stuff. I don't want to say knit, like jersey, like, yeah, like something like that. It's kind of weird. It's giving us a fun sound. Ooh. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Alright. See, it's some weird kind of, I guess instead of pulling I should cut it, huh? You see how I got my fabric scissors? I'm just on it, you guys. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay, well, I will cut a second one and then also this little guy, and I'll be right back. So while I have a few things sitting here waiting to get put together with some heat, just some simple things here. This is obviously, I'm just like trying to do a few different things so you guys can see that, but you guys always blow me away with what you come up with. I do want to do like a little altered paper clip. The other day I was showing you guys I got these. And honestly, this costs more than like if you were just to use a paper clip. You can use even the smaller paper clips. It really doesn't matter. But since I got these, I want to try them out because they are longer. I thought they might be kind of cool to use. So let me use colors that I probably wouldn't use in my hair, just in case this doesn't work out. I got these at the Dollar Tree. So as you can see, they're curved. I mean, obviously, you probably don't want to put that in your book, but let's see if we can fix that. Okay, I'm being very gentle with it. I think I need to bend it, like actually bend it. Alright guys, that's good for me. That's what I wanted. I wanted just to be straight. And basically to make like an archery paper clip, it's super easy. And I was like, oh, you know what? This came from one of the books that I just used. I mean, there's lots of fun things, but I like it because it's long, right? This stuff is kind of big here. What I'm going to do is, again, cut this by hand. What do I do with my scissors? Oh, there. This place is like getting smaller and smaller all around me. And I would leave this, I would just cut right around it, but I think I'm going to cut the shape of this. So while that's still heating up, I'm going to come in here and just cut. I left a little bit of the black design, the black outline, but again, whenever you fussy cut, pressure with the hand, your dominant hand, and turn the paper with your other hand. You'll get a nicer look. And I just grabbed a piece of gray scrap paper that I had sitting here, and that purple paper I used earlier. It's not bad to cut it like with a guillotine or with your cutter. It's just sometimes when you go to die cut that kind of paper, it's a nightmare. So this is pretty big. So I want this to cover that, and I want that to go inside of there. So I'm going to do this very simply. Straighten that out. Straighten that out. And you guys see there's no rhyme or reason here, and I'm just doing one, so I'm just doing it this way. And then we'll cut the excess off, to be honest. Or I'll just measure this and see where we're at. That's a big paper clip. Okay, so this ends up being 2 1/8 inches basically by 4 inches, I guess if I keep the whole thing. So I am going to cut this paper 2 1/8 of an inch by 8 inches basically, because it's this doubled over, maybe a little extra. I'll talk about that in a minute. I'll be right time, so bear with me here. So we have that piece and we have this piece. I'm just going to fold it in half. Again, I cut this one just a little bit bigger than 8 inches, but we could always make adjustments. I'm not bone folding or doing anything in particular. And then this is going to be tucked in here. So, not bad. I can see that I can cut some of that off too. Let me see. I'm going to cut a little bit off of this bottom because I want that to stay together. And all I'm going to do is slide this in here. So basically when someone goes to use this, when they put it in their paper, like I'm going to clip this onto, let's say, this paper, you go like that and it slides on because the clip is going to be hidden. Now, I'm going to put tons of glue. I should probably use a different glue, but this glue has served me well always, so that's what I'm going to use. Really, really get it on that side that's going to be pushed in, because you don't want that to come apart later. And again, it's just like when we make our pop-up books, it wants to push out, so don't worry about that. We'll clean that up later. This is supposed to be kind of like fun and messy, basically, because it's a altered paper clip. Paper, why do you... Alright. So I'm gonna let that dry for a little bit before we put this on here. And I would normally wait for this to dry, but I'm gonna go ahead and trim off the gray that's sticking out. Actually, you know what I want to do too? Maybe I'll do it now. No, I'll wait for it to dry, because I'm going to use my corner rounder, I think, just to notch out these edges. I think that'd be fun. And I'm just going to glue this on. Now, if you want to make it mixed media-like, of course you can add all kinds of fun things, stick them back there, wherever, popping out here and there. Like threads and things, I don't know, people do lots of fancy stuff. So that's going to stick down there, and when you go to use it, which right now it's still wet, I shouldn't even be messing with this, but it's a paper clip, right? And it doesn't even, you can't even tell because it's covered up. And you can do this in all kinds of sizes. Okay. I need to put this somewhere where there's going to have some weight on it to keep it closed up, especially where you slide it in, because you want to make sure that doesn't pick up. Okay. Guys, we are just making some stuff. All right. Let's see here. And these little dudes, I should probably use a wet glue on this one, but you know, I never learned my lesson. You know what, I better. Because if I put hot glue and burn my fingers, I will not be happy. Oh, thank you guys for noticing my nails earlier today. I was like, oh, I went way back and did a galaxy nail. Haven't done galaxy nails probably in, what, 10 years? I don't know. I just painted them black and I liked the way it looked, but then I thought, oh, I should do some galaxy nails. I haven't done them in a long time. Cute. Okay, with this one I can put hot glue. And, oh, I'm going to give them some dimension with that hot glue. Love it. And you might be wondering, why are you using hot glue now and you used the wet glue earlier? Because what happens is hot glue sets up faster. That's all I care about right now. It's not so much for any other reason. Oh, these guys are bothering that poor little kitty, and he looks like he's very upset. I love that. His little face is like... Alright, and then this, all I'm going to do is fold this in half. And I might give this a minute to set up, though, because I feel like... Well, I don't want to mess with it too much. Let me come back to this. Let's move on to maybe this bow. And, you guys, you know what? I want to put something down. Because I do not want to get glue on... this surface, or else I'll have to pick it off and it's going to be a whole thing. I'm going to put some hot glue just down the center. Oh my goodness, I just realized I told my husband I'd call him back on FaceTime and I did not. But you know what? He understands. He's, you guys know he's out in Africa, on the continent of Africa, and they're 8 hours ahead. So, usually when I'm asleep, he's at work, you know, and then there's some hours of overlap, but then that's when I have to do my own work, so I'm like, sorry guys, what am I doing? There we go. So usually the last time that I really talked to him was like 2 o'clock Pacific Standard. And I'm putting this right in the center. I think I did it differently last time when I reviewed it. You can overlap them in the center if you want, but this is going to make a bigger bow because it's pushing it out, right? It's because I center them instead of overlapping them in the center. So you can do whatever you like. We need to let that sit up for a minute. And with this guy, I was just going to cut this shank off. So let's get our jewelry pliers. This is my oldest one. I don't know how good it's going to be. But I'm going to cut this off. If I can. These are super old. So I'm going to fight with this for a little bit, guys. And I'll be right... Oh, there it goes. It looks like I could have just pulled it out. Easy peasy. Actually, I'm going to cut a little bit more off of the plastic. Just so it's a little more flush. You can do this with buttons too. Like if you find some buttons that you think are cute that you want to put on a paper clip or however. And I'm going to put a big glop of glue. And I know that's too much, and actually I'm going to eyeball it from the back. I'm going to push it into this just so that it kind of holds on better. And I'm going to hold that down for a little bit. I'll be right back. That's still setting up. What I'm going to do is put these guys, and you put one on top of the other like this, basically. And I think that's how it should be. Yeah, the top one, well, it doesn't matter because you can just flip it when you're ready, since they're basically symmetrical. And just put this one right on top. I'm gonna let that set up for a minute, and then I have some easy things I'm gonna do, which are just, did I not open this yet? Ah, I have a pack of these that are open already, but oh well. Again, easy peasy, like this little guy. All we're gonna do is look for the very center of this. These are from Michaels. If you're curious, you can find these basically anywhere, and then we're gonna bring this guy right in there and squish it down. And I'm gonna do the same thing with a black one. So when I come back, I'll have those guys done. Just a little puffy ball. And then these little guys, I want to add one of these too. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I'm ready for this, but let's see. For this book, it's hard. I guess this one. He has a little foam dot, which is actually really nice, but you know what? We can use that. You can use it now. I mean, yeah, let me think about what I want to do about that. I kind of want to remove it. Maybe I'll use it for another time. So what I'm going to do is glue this right onto here, and then I'm going to cover the back with a little piece of felt. So you don't have to do this as a two-step process. You can put the felt and then glue that down. But I will be right back. I'm going to cut a piece of felt, and literally I'm just going to fussy cut like a circle. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm just fussy cutting a little circle, just holding it and using my other hand to go around and around, and it's not perfect at all, but pretty darn good. You know, it's funny, this paper matches that perfectly. You can back it with paper too. You don't have to use felt. I just like the look of felt. And I'm going to pop this on here, and I'm going to hold this down for a little bit too, because it's not flat, you know. So I'm going to pop this on here and hold that down. So cute. I'll be right back. Gosh, that is adorable. You guys, I have a ton more ideas, but honestly, there's not enough time in the day. I know you guys, you guys are so funny. You always tell me, you're like, oh, I know you say like you know, don't want to bore us. Make them as long as you want, the videos or whatever. You guys crack me up. Okay, so I'm going to just fold this in half. I'm going to have to put more glue sticks, which is fine because I have plenty. And looks like it fits right there. If it's not perfect, it doesn't really matter. It is just to help me hold this onto the belly band. And I'll do the exact same thing with this this other one, my little scenery that I've been smashing apparently. I'll put this on here too, on the back. Okay, so now we have both of these guys, and then we're just going to put a little Velcro in there, but we'll do that in just a minute. So I have those for you, and then this guy is the last one. I think I'm going to put a little hot glue there. Start in the back. I don't want to put any there, but you can if you want to. That's kind of why I use this longer one, just to see, like, should I wrap it around several times, or I think that's enough, and then I'll cut off the excess. Oh, see? I was already going to close it up and not put my clippy. I just want to see where I want this, or if I want it like that. We could have put it underneath, too. That's the other bummer. I really like to anchor things really well. I wonder if I can still pull this up. I wonder if I'm going to destroy this. Oh, okay. I'd rather put this here. So let me add a little bit of this again. I'm going to hold that for a minute. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. This has been fun. After a while, I noticed, I'm like, oh, you know what? That's going to be upside down. So I had to take it off. You know what I'm saying? The bow was facing the other way, facing like this, which is fine too, I guess, if you want to use it from the bottom up. That's not normally what I do. So I'll put lots of hot glue here, and then what I'm going to do is trim away the excess and the excess hot glue that's out there too. Okay, I'll hold on to that. I'll be back. Guys, so I have quite a mess here. I am going to trim the back of this off, and I should have kept my scissors for that. I don't know where I put them. So I'll use the fabric scissor again, but I'll do this a little bit nicer off camera. Oh, I was going to cut the actual bow over there. Okay, I'll cut that a little nicer in just a minute. Okay, so we have all our pieces here, and let's work on, that way we just put everything together and pop everything in. So this is my bookmark. Again, we're going to put some washi on that, so I am going to grab this little guy. Now if you have this one, to make hole, you know, punches or make holes. They look different now that we are memory keepers, chompers, or crocodile. I have the big guy, the big bite, which if you have a big bite, you don't need this little one because that one cuts or will punch anything up to, you know, 8 inches or whatever is in. But if you only have this one, maybe you want to get one of those, but I'm just showing you the difference. So this one literally only has like an inch of, you know, room basically that you can meet up into. So that's something to think about. But I am going to do that, and I'm going to use a regular hole, just the regular side, and there it is. And I'm just going to put a piece of ribbon through. This is the organza ribbon. I like this stuff. And usually I do that funky 2-loop thing, but for these guys I kind of like tying it better, so I'm going to go through here and just tie it in a knot and then cut off the excess. And normally I do this at the end, so I'm getting all ahead of myself here. I usually put all the washi on this so that while I'm manipulating it and turning it, you know, the ribbon's not just getting messed up. But one last thing I like to do with this ribbon is just cut it at a fun angle. And then I employ some fire to help me seal the edges. And real quick, okay, this lighter is no joke. It's from Daiso, and I'm like, not this one. I haven't used that one yet, so I have to prime it. Look at that. Like, no. And usually I'm better at sealing the edges than that. Okay, there we go. This one has to be redone. And I don't even know if I can reduce the flame. It's just one size. Ooh. And no, I wouldn't usually put it this close to my fingers, but I'm trying to keep this straight. Alright. There it is. Let me grab some washi. So I have a ton of washi. Did I look for it before this video? No. Can I find it right now? No. I know I have Halloween washi. But again, if you don't have specific to, you know, Halloween or fall or whatever, like this is pretty. This is actually from a Christmas set, but gold, you know, black, green, purples, oranges, anything like that would be great. I can't find the beginning of this. Is it here? Yes. This washi is it's a little bit different. It's more like paper. Anyway, so when you add your washi, it's basically a washi sample so that if someone has a little picture, a little ephemera, something they want to stick down when they're on the go, or, you know, just to decorate their little book with, that they can use it. So I'm going to wrap this around like 10, 15 times, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be too much. We're not looking for overkill, but, you know, a good amount. And I'm just eyeballing this, and this one's kind of thick. I think I'm going to stop here. And that'll be that. And then I'll wrap it on probably 2 or 3 other ones, right? Like I showed you with the other one. So there's that. We're going to start punching and binding. I'll be right back. I'm sorry, you think I would clean up in between. Nope. I do want to mention, I love this kit. I had picked it up and picked this up anyway on Amazon. And it has every color like I've needed for every project. Right now I'm going to use black, so I don't want to use the black that's in there. I'm just going to use this big old black roll that I did pick up also on Amazon, so I'll have the links for both of them. But this is really great. Oh, excuse me, I got something in my throat again. Okay, is that the beginning of it? That's weird. Oh, you know what it was? I think when I bought it, it had a starter, and then, anyway, there's a little knot there. We don't need that quite yet, but I was just showing you that's the elastic. I know there's elastic at the Dollar Tree. That is not the elastic you want to use in this. I mean, you can, I suppose, if that's all you can find, or, you know, possibly that's all you can get. It's really thin. I actually have some here, but anyway, it's way too thin. This stuff is 2 millimeter, I believe is what it is, 2. Either way, when you look it up, like elastic 2.0 is what you want, but I think it's 2 millimeter. The one from the Dollar Tree must be like less than 1. And then I'm going to use my big bite because I got to get to the middle of the book. But if you don't have that and you just want to make a hole, you can just make a hole with anything that makes a hole. If you have an awl or some kind of poker, or, you know, one of these old school things that we used to use back in the day. I have tons of them, like the Martha Stewart one. You just punch it down, like those little screwdriver kind that just they kind of drill in. Whatever it is that you have is fine. So what we're gonna do is make our holes. Last time I showed you guys, you know, you can put a little dot with like some, what's it called, alcohol ink or something that won't move away. But you want to pop about 1/8 of an inch in, because remember this is 5 1/4 tall. Your inserts are 5 inches tall, and then you have all this lamination stuff, so you don't want to go too far in because the books are not going to sit in there really well, but you don't want to get too close to, you know, your binding here, your lamination little holes. So like right here, and it's still going to be crooked, but you know, at least it gives you an idea. So right in the middle, and then 2 on either side. Wherever you want to put those, go ahead. I've seen some people put them right on the crease for the other side. However you want to do it. It just seems, for me, this has been the best. So right in the middle, and then, again, I'm just eyeballing it. And then there's going to be one kind of down the center. If you want. Not if you want. It needs to be. What I mean by down the center is like, I don't know, maybe you want to put it higher up or lower. I don't see why, but it kind of pretty much has to go down the middle. Okay, so I'm using the small hole side, not the larger one, and I just eyeball it. So I'm gonna look in here and I'm gonna see where that it looks like it's punching and give it a punch. And same thing with the one right over. Give it a punch. I think I said this thing goes in 8 inches. It goes in 7 inches or so. That's what it looks like. And then the reason you need this for this is because like you need to get way into the center, right? So that's kind of what this is about. All right, I'm going to punch the other 3 on the other side and I'll be right back. Okay, that's literally all I need that for, and should have put it down before I came back. Now I am a fan of just not cutting this until I need to. So let's start. But if you want to cut it, what you can want to do is probably wrap this around, you know, about 4 times. 3 times and then meeting up again, whatever that ends up being. We're going to start in this bottom center hole, and I'm going to go down, and I'm going to go up the hole right next to him on the left. And here is when I finally will like kind of take an eyeball about how much do I think maybe I need. So I'll pull that and I'll say, okay, I want to wrap it once, twice, 3 times, and then meeting back again, so I need a little bit more than that. And I bet you all have to readjust that, but that's okay. Alright. So we go up. It's because you don't actually really wrap it. If you think about it, you're not going in here and then going back around. You're just going right next door. So that's why you end up at the end, I'm like, oh, I have to take away a lot of it. You're just going in here. You're not actually wrapping around the thing. So we're going to go into that middle one. I love this little book. Oh my gosh. And then we're going to go into this one. Also, at Hobby Lobby is a good place to find some of this. It's in the kids section under that Treehouse Crafts or something like that. Clubhouse Crafts, I don't know. That one's good. It's a little bit thicker than this 2mm. I would say it's probably like 2.5 or something, because it's a little bit thicker. Like right now I was able to shove that one in there. Usually with the Hobby Lobby one I need help of like a poker to help me get that in there. But I love that one. It works really well. Up in here. Up at this top one. And then back to the middle, and see that was too much. Because again, you don't actually have to wrap it around. And I do this pretty much every time. I convince myself I need all of this, but I don't. Okay. And I just snake it back through, back to the beginning. Okay. So now this guy needs to go over to the middle hole. And oopsie. Now it's getting a little frayed. So once the little edge starts getting frayed, it might be harder to poke through. But again, just get yourself a pokey tool or be very patient. Try to push it through and grab it with your nails. That works too. And that's it. So let me take some of the slack out because we don't need it to be super loose. You don't want it to be super tight, but you don't want it super loose either. I think that's pretty good. Guys, I do not know how long this video is going to be. I am sorry. You guys always say, oh, I don't mind, but I was just having fun. Honestly, there's so many more ideas, and this is really the first time that I've had, I think, your guys' conundrum, because you guys a lot of times will send in a swap that's so packed, and I'm like, it's because you have a lot of ideas, and you want all those ideas to get in there. I understand. Like right now, I'm like, oh, I need this, oh, the paperclip, oh, I would love to do this other one, and you know what? This is the first time, and I guess because I have so many things. I have a lot of Christmas stuff too, though, but for whatever reason, this one was the one that was like really making it, so I'm like, I don't know. So normally I put all my inserts in and then I do the band, but I'm just going to put a belly band on mine. I'm not going to put beads or anything, so And it's basically going to be about this thick, so I'm just kind of eyeballing about how much I need. You need this to go around this. And not too tight, but also, again, not too loose. So probably about there. And I'm just going to go ahead and tie this together. So if you're going to put beads on this, you would want to definitely go ahead and string it through, right? Get it in there, or you can even do it from the front, doesn't matter. You're going to string it, leave some out, put the beads on it, and then get the other one back through. Because if there's beads on it, you're not going to be able to get them through this hole like what I'm going to do right now. So I like to do this and get it really close to the very edge. The knot. If you want to, you know, do a different way, of course. And now I'm just going to double that over and shove it through this little hole. Every other time you guys have seen me put the inserts in and then shove it through, but it literally does not matter. Try to catch it on the other side. There we go. Alright, and that knot is going to hold that for you, and basically there it is. Alright, let's put in our inserts. And I'm going to decorate my inserts too, but you know I like to leave something to the imagination. So I'm putting the schedule first. And what I mean by that is that when I do the swap, that there's something for you guys to see instead of just being exactly what we already worked on. I think I'm going to put my notes next. And I like to put this in with one of the inserts, but if you like to put that in with the folder, that's fine, you know, because it does cross over kind of funny right here. We're going to put this guy. Again, if you like to corner around this too, go ahead, but I made it smaller so that when you do this, it's not already going to be kind of bothered by other things. I already have some fun things in here. Actually, I made this, it's a little bit too big, but I can put some other little bits of things in here. Let's put this other one in front. I have some rhinestones to go in here and some other fun things. So again, you want to put in at least 3 other things other than the washi that the person can use. If that's die cuts, rhinestones, pearls, you know, ribbon, whatever it is that you want to put in there. And then the little book, which is so cute. Look at the little guys. And they definitely have a direction, so they will go this way. And this is like a little memory book in here. Okay guys, so we have all that. We have our dashboard. Oh, that's the last thing I needed to do. Clippy. Okay, so I've shown a couple ways to do this. In the first video I showed that you can, before you go to laminate, go ahead and put like a strip of paper that's going to stick out right here. Laminate it, cut, you know, all the excess away, and then when you flip that little piece of paper you put a Velcro, and that'll help you make a loop for your pen. I'm going to grab a, well, you know what? Yeah, let me just grab a binder clip. I'll be right back. Okay, so for the pens I got, they can just slide in here. Maybe I'll switch this out for like an orange binder clip. But, oh, you know what? Let's put something in here just so we have that. Cute. Another thing you can do is put like an elastic on this, and that's kind of what I should have done when I had my, what's the thing called? My glue gun on. You just come in here and maybe I'll do this Shine Bright, the white one. The yellow one would be cute in here too. Maybe even the blue one. But it kind of clips on there, so I'm just going to eyeball how high up this needs to be. But I might switch it out to a little elastic. I think I might do that. So there's that. And there's that. And there's this guy, our dashboard, with a pocket this time. And then we have this. I need to finish up putting washi on it. Okay, I do want to put a little pocket in here, and I'm going to come back and show you what I'm going to do for this specific one. Sorry, I was looking for like a thick paper. So I found this gold paper. I think I'll do that. And like I said, I wanted to leave this front area open because I love that look of that guy there. So let's put this all in here. For now, I'm going to close it up just to keep everything tucked in here. But I'm going to take this. And I have my loaded pocket stuff. Remember I picked this up from Tonic not too long ago. They actually launched a new set of things that can go into these loaded pockets, which I'll do a tutorial on this specifically. But for right now, oh, the other thing, I'm telling you, I was like, oh, yes, I need to put a little pinwheel on here, but there's just too many ideas. You gotta pick some, right? You can't do them all. Okay, sorry, that packaging is like a nightmare sometimes to get through because I want to keep it pristine, so I try to open it as carefully as I can, even though it wants to fight me. Yeah, that brings me to what I was going to say is please don't make them too thick. I mean, you guys see everything that went in there, the inserts and all that, and it's about an inch thick because this is an inch in back there. I know it's going to go in a padded envelope. You probably have more room, you know, to make it a little bit thicker. Please, please do not, because what's going to happen is it's probably going to get smashed in the mail. I'm going to protect it as well as I can, like I mentioned. It's going to go in a padded envelope. Thank you guys for all your suggestions. I already planned how I'm going to do it, and I'm good with what I planned. But please do not make them too thick. I know it's hard, but you guys, it'll just look nicer when it arrives to, you know, your swap partner. So I just want this thing. And I brought out my pockets also from, this makes like a little, oh my gosh, I don't want to mess up my nails. I'm sorry, I already broke this one. I remember I showed you guys, and it's much more broken, and even though you can't tell, I'm going to have to probably take it off after this video. I'll take the nail off, because it's my nail, but take the free edge off. I did bring out the pockets from Diamond Press. Where are they? I'll get it in a minute. They're a little too tall, right? If you want to like cut it down or do some kind of operation that makes it more conducive for, you know, this size TN, you can definitely do that. But for now, I'm just going to use this little guy, and it makes an area for inserts. So I'm going to tape that down, I'll run it through, and I'll be right back. Okay. I'm not sure why I used the slimline folder, but okay. I just grabbed one. Oh, that is so cool. Look at the embossing. That's what I'm telling you, Tonic. Good stuff. Good stuff. For me, it's so easy to work with like companies like that because I know they have good stuff. So like there's no problem there, you know. So I'm going to put this over here. And I'm going to put this here. And then it's a little area to put pockets. Like, I mean, normally I put it in the front of the book. But I don't want to cover up that Raven. He looks so cool. So I am going to put red liner tape. I'm not a huge fan of red liner tape, but I have this little thin one from Tonic. It works really great, but I like that it's thinner. You can probably use ATG is another really good tape to use. But what I'm going to do is run this across the top and pick off the carriers and down the side. Oop, it's already wanting to do its thing. Down the side and all that, and I will be right back. You guys, we're almost done. Okay. So I did find the pockets one. I know I brought it out because I want to talk about it. So there's that. I would leave this open. I wouldn't put glue here because then obviously you can't slide anything in there. So it's just like a fun kind of way of adding a pocket. And I'll just put it like right here. Now, that same set has lots of little tags and other fun things that I can pop in here. Little stickers, whatever it is I want to stick in there. So that's pretty cool. Obviously they kind of go over each other. You know, you have something here, you're going to slide something in there. Not through this hole, but just let it go to the back as well as you can. Let me tuck this in here. Yeah, right here's good. And then, oh, so let me show you these. Sorry, I still grabbed the wrong one. Okay, this is what I want to show you. So, as far as the width, it's right there, which is fine because you're going to fold this in, but it's too tall, right? So I don't know if you would want to cut it off like, well, not cut it off, but leave that part because it's going to cut this anyway. Or, oh, that's probably the best thing to do. I'm just going to show you what I would do if I was going to use this. So I would put this whole thing on here, you know, wherever you want to put it. Leave yourself a little extra. And put it through, let's say if you're running it through the marquee. I would only put it so that it cuts to here. Okay? It's not going to cut this at all. Your paper's still going to be intact, so it's going to look funky because this is going to get cut, but this is not. It's partial die cutting, basically. And then when you remove it, it's still going to be stuck to your paper. You're still going to have this area. I would then just cut it by hand and make it into like what this bottom area looks like. And now you have the top, the first slit, and a little bit of extra paper that, you know, it depends on what you want to do, that you can just, you know, cut the little divot out and fold it back. I hope that makes sense, because that's totally how I would do it. That makes complete sense to me. Okay. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anything, because there were so many things going on in my head. Yeah, so have fun, you guys. I've heard from a lot of you guys already finished one of them at least, so which is awesome. I'm telling you, the sooner you can get them in the mail, excuse me, please do that. Let me grab my Velcro, because something always comes up. Something always comes up. So, to avoid that, I would say go for it. Oh, you know what? This is this came out of there too. This is literally the kind that they have at the Dollar Tree. It's just really skinny, you guys. Like, it doesn't feel nice. It's gonna do the job. It just doesn't feel nice, but you know, that's what you have, like, go for it. I'm just letting you know that that one's, it's different. Okay, so let's put this on here. Cutie pies. I'm gonna cut this. Okay, my kids are, someone's talking up there. Let's see here. And all you don't have to have that much room back there because you're literally just going to put that little stretchiness there. And again, make yourself a dangle. I didn't make it in this video because I've made it in all the other videos, and there's plenty of videos out there on how you make a beaded dangle and do whatever you like. But look at that little swag on there, so cute. And then where's that big guy? I had that one that I thought was too big. I was going to tuck it on the front. But either way, so we have that. This guy's going to have his. Of course, I still have more work to do with this guy. This is going to be in here once I put the thing. It has a little dangle. We have a little puff. You can put that wherever. What else do we got for this one? I got this. And then, oh, I have that paper clip that I want 3 of them. So this guy can have something like this in here. Wherever that might be, I don't know. So that's really high, but that's okay. And then, oh, okay, this paper clip that we made up. And what I wanted to do with this one was notch it out really quickly. All right, guys, yeah, so sign up if you would like. The sign up closes on the 9th. Is that what I had said? I think so. I'm going to use the stub side of this one that has stub and deco. Deco's kind of interesting, but I'm going to use this side and just clip off. Oh, just clip it off so easily. It doesn't clip. Ah, should I do it all around? That's really cute, actually. I like that a lot. Okay, yeah, I will do it all around. Even though the top, it's a little bit different because you can see in there. I am a fan, you guys. I am a fan. I am a fan. All right. I just want to show you real quickly how this kind of works. Let's put it on the very front of this guy. Oh. And it's just a big old paper clip. Love it. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'm sorry if the video is a little long. I know some of you all appreciate that, some of y'all don't. I will see you guys at the next one. The email and links to whatever's pertinent will be in the description box. And have fun, you guys. I'm telling you, I love hearing back from you guys as you're working on them, or if you have any questions, please let me know. Just email them. And yeah, I'll see you guys. This is the one I wanted for the... Actually, this was supposed to go over here. And this is going to go over there. Anyhow, all right, guys. It's just a creative space I'm in right now. I'm not thinking logistics. I just want to remind you, if you are signed up, please get your swaps in by the 18th. I was going to cap it off on the Saturday, basically before. So now you have this weekend and you have next weekend, right, to play with that. And then by Wednesday, that following week, please send them in. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I will see you all at the next one. Bye now.